He's slick, man.
Yeah.
He's slick. He's super intelligent. Like, he sets traps. He does stuff, and then, you know, there's a bunch of great breakdown videos of particularly the Errol Spence fight, like him setting traps. It's just, he's a very high-level guy, but Canelo is dangerous. He broke Billy Joe Saunders' whole face. Broke his whole face. What he did to Amir Khan, remember that shit?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, lordy.
Canelo Alvarez is heading into one of the defining moments of his storied career, and the footage coming out of his training camp says it all. His conditioning looks sharper and more powerful than ever, proof of the relentless effort he's putting in to face Terence Crawford. The reigning undisputed super middleweight champion is locked in for September 13th in Las Vegas, as the underdog. But the whispers of shocking upset are fueling even more excitement around this clash.
It'll all be predicated upon how well Terence can take his punch.
Yeah. You said you don't think, why?
When you know how to box, when you have skill for this Terence Crawford is, weight don't really matter much. Only thing that matters with the weight is can you take the punch. And I'm sure you've been sparring with super middles and light heavies, so I'm sure you probably can take the punch. So that's the only thing when you got skill. Now, if you don't have a skill, you can't take the weight, take it up, because you're gonna lose your punch, you're gonna lose everything. But when you got skill, all your stuff that you have goes up with you. You talk to the GOAT. I went out with a heavyweight.
No, it's a...
So what do you think? Do you think Terence Crawford will be able to take Canelo's punch? Yes, he is probably sparring with super middleweights and heavier people, but what it all boils down to is, or will Canelo be able to hurt Terence? Maybe it's as simple as that. Everybody's talking about skill level, who's better than who, but maybe it all boils down, as Roy Jones says, can he take Canelo's punch? Thanks for stopping by to ETB Boxing, guys, where we tell the story one punch at a time.
Canelo, this matchup represents more than just another title defense. It's the start of a new chapter in his legacy. His last outing, a unanimous decision victory over William Skull, left some critics unconvinced, saying it lacked the trademark fireworks fans expect from Mexico's biggest star. Aware of that, Alvarez has adjusted his approach. In recent interviews, he's admitted that beating Crawford won't come from sheer power alone. He'll need speed, precision, and adaptability. That's why partners designed to mirror the unique challenges Crawford is expected to pose.
Leo kind of made a great point when talking about sizes, because he said if you look at them two together now, they look the same size. He said people have got the idea of the size thing wrong. It's not looking at them as a physical package, it's who has absorbed the bigger shots in the weight division. So and it was good. It was a very good point. He was like, Canelo has been hit by light heavyweights and super middleweights for the best part of a decade.
Basically,
he's so used to taking those shots, whereas Crawford hasn't. Crawford's been hit by 140 guys and 147 guys for the best part of a decade.
Yeah.
What's Crawford going to be like? So basically, he's trying to say, Canelo could easily absorb Crawford shots. Can Crawford easily absorb Canelo's punches?
if you're taking shots from Triple G, Sergey Kovalev, and Dmitry Bivol, and you're staying on your feet, not getting hurt,
Not even getting wobbled.
just literally shaking it off,
Yeah.
you can take Terence Crawford shots.
Sharp movement and a relentless offensive game. By jumping up two weight divisions to meet Canelo, he's embracing a gamble that could redefine his career. Critics question whether he can handle the raw power of a natural super middleweight, but Crawford's mindset tells a different story. Reports from his camp describe a fighter fully locked in, confident, and showing no signs of hesitation.
When Canelo moved up from 168 to light heavyweight to fight Dmitry Bivol.
It was too much.
Okay, but look, Canelo went back and it's still the same. He's still the champ.
He got the respect.
He got the respect because he tried it. But if he would have beat him, man, the world would have changed boxing. All right, but he did. But he went back to his division and said, you know what? I tried it, but I'm back and I'm still a champion. Terence Crawford would not lose anything, even if he loses the fight to Canelo Alvarez, because going back, hey, that's not my division. I'll go back to 54 and I'll still be the king.
James Buster Douglas, the man forever remembered for dethroning Mike Tyson in one of boxing's greatest shocks, sees history potentially repeating itself here. In his view, Crawford's quickness and tactical brilliance could tilt the fight in his favor against Canelo. Having lived through the ultimate upset himself, Douglas is siding with Crawford, pointing to his unbeaten record, sharp focus, and meticulous preparation as reason for confidence. While plenty argue that Canelo's natural power at 168 pounds will be overwhelming, Douglas remains firm in his belief that Crawford's craft and skill set will rise to the occasion.
13, Canelo versus Crawford. Crawford's making up, move up in weight. What do you think about Crawford? You got Crawford?
Crawford's gonna do it. It's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah.
Then Crawford's gonna get the edge. He's that man.
Any advice on him? This moment, you've had that moment against Mike Tyson, that seizing that moment. What kind of advice would you give him?
I think he's gonna be well prepared. He's looking great. You know, what I've seen in the papers and reading in the magazines.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be a great fight, but I think Crawford's gonna come out ahead.
On the already shared the ring with opponents of similar build and physicality. In his eyes, nothing about Canelo's strength will come as a surprise. He insists Crawford's training camp has been top-notch, with an unshakable focus on the challenge of stepping in against Alvarez.
Canelo Alvarez, you get that laugh. But Terence is not going to see anything that he hasn't seen before. No, he hasn't seen this beast on fight night, but he's seen versions of this beast for a very, very, very long time. People have said that he's a blown-up 147-pound fighter. If you remember, he said it was hard for him to make 147 when he fought Errol Spence Jr. I was like, yo, how is that possible? I didn't realize, like, he was really doing everything that's needed to gain the weight properly. Most fighters don't know how to gain weight and fit into a weight class.
Although many fans expect Canelo to come out on top, not everyone in the boxing world is convinced. Veteran trainer Teddy Atlas has been vocal in his praise of Crawford, even suggesting that Crawford's toolkit might actually give him an edge over Alvarez. Atlas highlights Crawford's sharp ring IQ as the difference maker, noting that while size and weight could favor Canelo, technical brilliance can close that gap. In his view, Crawford's could be the key to neutralizing Canelo's power. Atlas remains confident that those skills may be enough to carry Crawford to victory.
Overrated? Terence Crawford versus Canelo, 68 pounds.
Canelo's really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. And I think he has it. Canelo's really good. He's tremendous. But could he be a tiny bit overrated? The greatness is within Crawford. It's in his desire. It's in his mind. It's in...
Viewpoint is shared widely across the boxing community, from analysts to former champions. Emphasizes Crawford's counterpunching ability and adaptability as decisive factors. He points to Crawford's defensive awareness as a tool that could help him endure Canelo's trademark power. In the past, Alvarez has leaned on knockouts to close the show, but against a technician like Crawford, Moore predicts a fight may go the distance. For him, it's Crawford's versatility that makes this matchup so intriguing.
Man, this is just a money grab. I mean, Crawford started at 135. How is he going to be at a guy that's fight as high as 175? And then you saw Canelo's fight against William School. His last fight. It wasn't a good fight, man. You've seen that he doesn't have the fastball anymore. He doesn't have he's never had fast feet, but at least he's not cutting off the ring like he used to.
Yeah.
And the explosiveness in his combinations and it has speed, it wasn't there either because there was nothing to hit. So can you imagine a Bud Crawford who's nowhere near a William School? School just ran. He didn't try to win that fight. Bud's going to try to win the fight. He's going to have the footwork. He's going to have the hand speed. He's going to have, maybe not the power of Canelo, but he's going to have respectable pop in that punch coming from both stances, mind you, the left-handed and the right-handed stance. And I just think ultimately Crawford just is a mean mofo. This dude mean. I mean, I met Bud a couple of times. He pulls me aside and he gives me that look. He's a mean, intimidating dude, man. Yeah. And then I've been seeing how he's been growing into the frame. He's gotten big. He's gotten muscular, and he's looking more like a middleweight, super middleweight. The closer the fight gets, the more I'm looking at Crawford like, this dude might do something, man. Because all along I haven't changed my tune. I said Canelo's gonna win this fight, but he's not gonna come out of it unscathed. I can see him being bruised up, battered, maybe a little bit of blood, but his size is gonna come in the end. Now I'm starting to change my tune. I could maybe see the day that we've seen Canelo finally get old. No excuses, just Crawford pot-shotting him, having the night of his life, and we just watch something great. I can visualize it, man. So the closer this fight gets, the more that I'm looking at it.
Superior footwork and mobility could be the deciding factor in securing a points victory over Canelo. While Smith concedes that Alvarez's punching power at 168 pounds is a serious danger, he believes Crawford's best path lies in boxing smart, keeping the fight at range, avoiding heavy exchanges, and relying on his jab and movement to stay a step ahead. In Smith's view, Crawford's work rate and ability to dictate the pace might be enough to outlast the Mexican superstar over 12 rounds.
You got a love for boxing.
Yes, love
Who's
boxing.
gonna win the fight, man? That's coming up. The biggest
Crawford.
fight in boxing.
Crawford.
Huh?
Crawford. I'm not hesitating. Crawford. I'm not even hesitating. Crawford.
You gonna stand on that all the way to September 13th?
I love Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Alvarez. But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat Canelo. You can outpoint him.
That's right.
When I think about Canelo, one of the things that I don't like about Canelo, despite his greatness, and a neck as wide as Broadway for crying out loud,
Right.
it's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
It's a power shot, yeah.
That's not beating Crawford. I will confess, I think Gervonta Davis's trainer, Cal, I think he said this. He said Crawford could find himself in trouble if he decides to engage with Canelo, because Canelo is the naturally bigger, strong fighter. And I don't care that Crawford's gotten bigger, and I don't care that Crawford's gonna go in there just as big as Canelo. Canelo is accustomed to fighting at the weight, and Crawford is not. And Canelo is a genius in this regard. You don't see him show up for fights not ready. He's always ready.
always prepared.
He's always
You
ready.
gotta
He's
give him that.
always prepared. So I think he's the slower fighter, though. And I think that Crawford is brilliant as a boxer. And I think that between switching to conventional and southpaw, using his jab and movement, I think that Crawford is going to outpoint Canelo because he's fast.
But of course, Canelo has no shortage of believers in his corner. Former champion Carl Froch, who knows firsthand the demands of fighting at the highest level, is siding with Alvarez, drawing from his own career. Froch acknowledges Crawford's undeniable talent, but insists that the size gap is too great to overlook. Moving up to super middleweight, especially against a seasoned, powerful champion like Canelo, is, in his view, an enormous challenge. Froch pointed out that while Crawford dismantled Errol Spence Jr. with ease, facing a naturally bigger, stronger fighter is a different story. He explained that lighter men can sometimes trouble heavier opponents for a few rounds with speed and sharpness, but once the bigger fighter closes a distance, leans on them, and applies pressure, the weight difference takes over. There are witnessing that Crawford isn't just moving up one division but three, from welterweight at 147 all the way to super middleweight at 168. Add to that the fact that Canelo has even competed at light heavyweight, and the challenge becomes even clearer. Age also echoes that sentiment, also leaning toward Canelo. Ruiz respects Crawford's craft, footwork, and southpaw stance, but he believes Alvarez's experience and proven durability at super middleweight tilt the odds heavily in his favor. That said, Ruiz doesn't dismiss Crawford completely, noting that his awkward angles and slick movement could frustrate Canelo if the fight extends deep into the later rounds. Still, Ruiz sees Alvarez as a rightful favorite.
Card would be a million times. It's still an amazing card, but you would have added a lot. Who wins, Canelo or Crawford?
I think it's gonna be a good fight, man. I'm going for Canelo, of course. You know, he's the Mexican warrior as well. But Crawford, man, you can't neglect him or you can't underestimate him as well. You know, he has a lot of skills, a lot of movement. He's a lefty as well. That's what Canelo has trouble with. I think it's gonna be an amazing fight, man. I just can't wait.
Even Hollywood has chimed in on the matchup. Actor Denzel Washington, while careful not to choose sides, has voiced his admiration for both men. He highlighted Canelo's mental toughness, the same resilience that has carried him through some of the sport's most difficult tests. At the same time, he praised Crawford's sharp intellect and technical brilliance inside the ring. For Washington, this bout represents two generational talents meeting at the peak of their craft, and his respect for both fighters only adds to the anticipation surrounding the event.
To
talked about how you can throw your hands. I know you're a big boxing fan. Crawford, Canelo coming up. Who you guys got? Don't take the easy road out on me. Give me your prediction.
Listen. In our gym, Crawford sits right there, and Canelo sits right here. That's why you play the game. We're gonna find out. But I'll say this, and I love Crawford. Canelo's a bigger man. He ain't never been hit by a man like this, but Crawford's a great, great fighter. One of the greatest I've ever seen. I love Crawford. I try to be like him. I love Canelo. I can't call it. I won't call it.
When is the fight?
13th.
September 13th.
Who you like?
I'm going with Canelo, man.
He's just, because he's a bigger dude, I don't know, but Crawford's a great, we're gonna find out. I'm glad Crawford finally.
Canelo, this clash isn't just about keeping his belts. It's about cementing his legacy in the history books. After more than 15 years at the top, he now meets an opponent in Crawford who is equally driven and supremely skilled. This showdown goes beyond championships. It's about defining greatness. Skeptics wonder whether Crawford climbs. One thing is certain. This is a fight destined to be remembered for years to come.
Terence Crawford to beat Saul Canelo Alvarez. He can't be any Terence Crawford I've ever seen. Terence Crawford, his physical attributes has been too much for his ops. And he's 38 now. So I think what he's been is what he is. Terence Crawford isn't just gonna outbox you. He's gonna whip your ass. So when you go up to 154 and then it's like, yo, I can't just bully him. But his tenacity and his gifts allow him to squeak out a 115, 113 versus Matrimony. At 168, when everything breaks down and he goes to fight like I just don't see.
As September 13th draws closer, anticipation is reaching a fever pitch. Fans and analysts alike see this bout as one of the most intriguing matchups in recent memory, largely because the outcome feels so uncertain. Will Alvarez's power and experience at super middleweight overwhelm his challenger? Or will Crawford's speed, sharp instincts, and boxing IQ allow him to outmaneuver the Mexican superstar? That element of unpredictability is exactly what makes this fight so compelling.